Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up in less than 5 minutes. What I want to do here is just get my thought process documented for video's sake, and also just to illustrate how the chat room works if you're familiar, or if you're not familiar with the channel, with the Clay Trader community. I do offer a private community. Part of that community is this chat room here. But Tesla is looking very interesting right now. And what I'm looking at here is a 407 flush point on the open. Key level from past couple of days. Hopefully the price will open above it. So I make that comment because there's still 3 minutes before the market opens, and as of right now you can see that it's 408.50. So it's up above 407. Will it maintain above it? That remains to be seen. And I should also note that these are live in the sense of you're getting my thoughts, my emotions, everything raw, unfiltered, uncut. So this is not some sort of video where everything's recorded and then I come back and do a voiceover or I do a post commentary. Nope, you're hearing everything play out in real time. So maybe you're saying, Clay, this seems disorganized. This isn't very professional. I apologize, but like I said, this is as live as it gets. This is as real as it gets. This is just, everything is, wow, look at that. Oh my. All right, well, never mind. Check out that number now. Down below 407, and it actually dropped even lower than that. Well, that is disappointing. I suppose it's still got a couple minutes to get back above 407. But if you scroll back and watch, that actually dropped down to like 405, that number over there, for a brief second. Well, and now it's 405s. And you just can't make this stuff up, right? So on the token of being live there, I had no idea that was going to happen. It did happen. So right now that plan may be going out the window. But hey, welcome to the world of day trading. So might have to reassess the situation, but I'll keep an eye on 4017. Market opens up in less than 2 minutes, so I will keep you updated. All right, well, I'm going to get this updated now. Tesla now looking for a price to break above 407 and then break back below it for a potential short-sided trade. So there we go. I want to see the price get back above 407, and if it can do that, and the markets are open. Why is my chart not updating? E-signal is not. What in the world? All right, well, give me a second. And we are back. All right. A little disoriented here. It did break up above 407 before coming back down. So getting back up above 407. Would like to see this bounce a little bit more just because I'm relatively disoriented here. Had to reboot. I have no idea what happened, but like I said, back in business here. But we'll see what Tesla wants to do. 405 could be a short. I'm not going to take that just because I want to see it show me a little bit of sign of strength first. 405, 408. Yeah. That's disappointed. Totally went up above 407. You saw me type it up, so I don't even need to clarify that. Typed it up before everything happened, and now it's coming back down. Well, I guess welcome to the world of being a trader. I'm not going to complain about it. It happens. But, yeah, I really have no idea because now everything's working fine. That was bizarre. Just had to reset it. But what is this area down here? 402.50. Quite interesting. But looks like it needs to do a little bit more consolidating there. All right, well, I will go ahead and pause and we'll see what else I can find. Well, at this point, I'm potentially interested in getting long at 407. As a bounce play here. Want to see it come down some more before going back up. So I'm not going to take it on this candle. I want to see it fail to break down again. Well, there it goes. Or like I said, that wasn't quite. Well, now it's, what is that, 405. Now we have the exact opposite. If this is a failure to break out, then that could be a very nice play at 405. But nope, there it's going. All right, well, a tough morning. Identified 407. Unfortunately, didn't want to take it right away. And then it just decided to leave me in its dust, which is fine. Didn't quite fit my criteria, and it happens. But 408.50 now looking interesting, especially if this can get up above 412 and then come down. 408.50. I'm actually going to get that alerted here. Tesla new flush point. 408.50. 1 minute. There we go. So let's see if this thing wants to come down to right around the 408.50 mark. Again, with the premise that this current movement here doesn't actually have any sort of genuine bullish power behind it. Now, it may. It very, very well could. That's why you want to wait for confirmation. Well, let's see what it wants to do here. In at 408.50. Let's see if we can get some more push to the downside here. Love that candle that formed. There we go. Took out 50 at 407.50-ish. Let's see if we can get some more push to the downside here. 406.50, going to be a critical area. Critical. Could still be a losing trade, because if this thing bounces against me, I might still lose money on it. But that's okay. That's a risk I'm willing to take in the spirit of trying to let the trade work for me more and give me more. But 406.50 is definitely going to be that area that if it can break, should move very nicely. But as of right now, that's looking like it'll be a pretty big if. Can it get down through that area? 407 right now is being actually quite stubborn also. There's 406.50. Can it break? Yes, it can. There we go. So it took out another 25 down at 406.29. And now this will be a winning trade. It's just a matter of how big of a winning trade is it going to be. If this goes over 408, I need to get out. So just using a mental stop. Again, 408, I'm using a mental stop, I'll get out. So watching the level 2s very closely. But if this thing wants to keep going in my favor, then I'm going to make some more money. If it doesn't, well, that's okay. There we go. Still working in my favor. Can it get some more downside pressure, though? Again, I'm watching 408. But we'll see if this thing wants to roll over some more or if that's going to be kind of the extent of the move, which was still a great move, don't get me wrong. But I have to stay somewhat laser focused here. If this goes below 40, yeah, all right. 407 is now my stop, meaning if it goes over 407, then I want out. Actually, I take that back. If it goes over 406.50 now, I'm getting out. Actually, 406 now. If it goes over 406, I'm getting out. Whoops. So all out there, last shares, $191. Not too bad for 8 minutes, and especially not too bad when you factor in the bumpy start that it was. And you can see right here just how kind of the morning played out. So right there, 407 on the open, key level, and we saw there it did not open up above it, which was disappointing. Then came down here, Tesla, well, now looking for it to break above 407 and then break back below it for a potential short-sided trade. And then I had chart problems. Whoops. So I missed that one. Came back down here. Right there, you saw me talk about it. I alerted TSLA, Tesla, new flush point, 408.50. You saw me take that trade. In fact, I got in. That's kind of hard to do on Tesla. So I guess I'm patting myself on the back here a little bit, but got in literally at 408.50. And then you saw the rest of that trade there, which was good for $191. And not sure of many places in the world where you can have such a rough start in whatever you're doing and then still walk away with $191. And that's what happened there. And I am more than happy with that, more than grateful. Actually, a little Roku. Get that alerted. There we go. And Tesla continues to go. So right there, that move. Yeah, in hindsight here, that little bounce up there got me. Yes, in hindsight, you shouldn't have been so tight with your stop. Yeah, you're absolutely right in hindsight. But had the price just continue to skyrocket up, you'd probably be saying, and I would be saying, oh, wow, that was a great stop loss, Clay. You nailed where you should have been for that stop loss. So a little bit of confirmation bias here going on now. Hindsight confirmation bias, that is, knowing what happened. It's easier to sit there and say everything. But overall, yeah, congratulations to members that, well, first off, took the 407 because that turned out to be a very nice trade down to that area, about a 6-point move. And then this one has been still underway, basically about a 5-point move. So, yeah, very nice start there for members. And not quite as nice as I wish it would have, but I will take it. Like I said, all that was done within 8 minutes of the day. But 8 minutes, $190, I'm happy. But let's see also if I can find anything else. Currently watching and alerted 97.85 is the upside break point here on PTON. So like I said, 97.85 for those members that like to play things from the long side. Looking for that to potentially break. Of course, maybe this is the top and there's a deeper pullback needs to come. That's always a possibility too, which is why confirmation is a good thing. But yeah, 97.85 here on PTON, keeping an eye on. Also scanning the market for some other potential trades. All right, I will go ahead and pause. Well, totally missed that. Went and looked, and it did take a couple more minutes after I alerted it. So, I mean, like I said, I was looking at other things, but you can see right there, break of 97.85. Now it's up over 98, has gone as high as 98.15. Looking like it might want to get some more there, but totally missed that. Now it's really just a question of can this thing get some continuation? Or is this going to be a fake break to the upside, which could create some panic? But right now, looking like there's some strength behind it. In fact, yeah, I may look to actually try to short it way up near 99 if it can get up there. Still got a ways to go before 99 is in the picture, but yeah, I just wanted to give you a little update on that one. Did ultimately get the break. Nice little move here. Looking like there might be more to come, but unfortunately, I was just looking at something else, and that happens. Well, another little update on PTON. Broke out, a little bit of a pullback, and has now recovered very nicely and is pushing up higher. Has gotten as high as 98.50. So any members that took that breakout trade, yeah, I had to sit through a little bit of an annoyance. Had to sit through a little bit of, I don't even want to say pain because the pullback, technically speaking, never violated any key levels. But regardless, working out very nicely. Now for me, since I missed it and then lost track of it, wondering if I want to potentially try to do some sort of short on it. Although it's about almost 10 a.m. and recently I've been really enjoying and aiming to be done after 30 minutes. So I'm going to stick to that goal, loosely speaking, unless there's some sort of fantastic setup here, which maybe PTON might be given if they can get up over 99. But do we have another fake break here? We're 98 short. Well, even if 98 short was going to work, it's already left me behind. So yes, very clearly there, my thought process wasn't fast enough to actually put the trade on. But yeah, I'll look around just a few more minutes. But like I said, it's almost 10 o'clock and $190 in 30 minutes. Not bad at all, especially, like I said, given the context of how you saw things start out on the morning. But like I said, I'm going to take one look more around and see if there's anything else. All right, watching 53.35 here for a potential short to try to... Okay, watching that area very closely. Okay, well, at this point, I'll take it on the next candle. So this candle, it needs to stay above it. So again, if it happens on this candle during this 1 minute period, which it just did right there, I'm not going to be able to take it. But if it wants to get back above it and then come back down, that would still work too. So right now, that's why I didn't want to take it, because now had I taken a guess, I'd be in the red right now. Now, not by much. There we go. All right, 53.35. Let's see if it wants to go back down there again. Looking at 53.35. Well, now it's bouncing. which makes it that much more interesting. Because now if it comes back down here, that would imply a failure of strength, which if you're looking to short, a failure of strength is a good thing. But again, that is exactly why I did not want to take it on that candle. Now, sometimes it caused me to miss the trade, and that happens. But in this situation, what it caused me to miss was potentially a losing trade here. So that is why, and that's a good example of there's no such thing as a holy grail, right? Pros and cons. If you've watched my past videos, you've heard me say that before. I don't want to take it on this candle, and then it goes and it leaves me in its dust. In this situation, I said, I don't want to take it on that candle, and I didn't. And now look what's going on. It's actually, bouncing back upwards. So in that situation, I'm happy with the decision. Now, I'm definitely not going to take it on this candle. I mean, if the candle goes all the way down here, I mean, that's a bit much. But if it wants to slowly work its way down there, I might be interested. But, well, it's 10:02, so a couple minutes passed. So like I said, the 30 minutes is just a general rule of thumb. But there seems to be some decent action out there. And if anything, we're getting some good learning lessons there. Because it's one thing for people to say, well, there's no such thing as a holy grail. And then that's a perfect example, meaning there's always pros and cons to everything. So you can never have a system that's always going to work in every single way. Now, again, in this situation, it did work for me. That was fantastic. But there's been plenty of other times where it hasn't worked, where I've waited, and then all of a sudden I get left in the dust. Well, PTON continues the boom. So, again, congratulations. It hasn't been smooth, right? It's not like it's been a straight up stock. Alert right there, pulled back, nice move up, pull back. Now, once again, a move up. So each of these pullbacks keeps putting in higher lows. So for members that played it from the long side, it hasn't necessarily been smooth sailing, but it's nonetheless, there haven't been any crazy moves that should have taken people out. But for me now, I feel like I've missed the long sided, so I'm looking to potentially build a short position and fade this. A little big seller at 98.70. Can it get through there? So if this thing can break 98.70, which as of now it can't. So I don't know, just not really behaving. I have an order. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but I do have an order up on, if you're not familiar with my screen, on PTON to go short SSL 500 shares at 99.45. But as of now, and the reason why that is white is because the orders in the market, it just hasn't been filled. All right, I'll pause. Well, PTON here just basically going sideways, not doing a whole lot. I mean, pulling back. So, I mean, this thing very well could continue on up with the trend as it's been doing. But as far as my strategy and what I was looking to do on it, it's just not fitting the profile any longer. All right, well, I lied, and this is totally for full transparency's sake. This is me just inserting in this video clip afterwards. So this is not part of the original live stream. So at this point forward, just so you know, I am talking with hindsight. This is not live in the sense of everything's playing out. Everything's already happened. I just wanted to give you a quick update because I sat here and said, I'm done. And then typically, I stopped the recording, and then PTON just kept going. And just to walk you through what happened. So eventually I alerted a fake breakout type potential there, and then eventually kept tracking it and alerted the 99 as a flush point. And you can see the trade right there that I took. I got in at 99. And because of the counter trend trade, because I wanted to respect the strength of the trend, it was totally just a scalp from the get-go. So, I mean, I made, $81 in, let's see, what was the math on that? About 20 seconds. So 20 seconds, $81. I did that, add that in. And then again, members had the opportunity to play it right there. Although if members chose a non-scalping strategy, they'd actually be doing even better, because check out where it is right now, all the way down in the low 98s with the potential to maybe go even lower than that. And so, like I said, if members chose to do personally a different decision, that's the thing, right? You can alert an entry point, right? You can alert an area, 99. But how you play with 99, meaning for me, I did a scalp. I was in and out very quickly. But if another member is like, no, I like that, not for a scalp. I want to let that thing play out. I think this is more of the top. Well, guess what? Both members, myself and the member, made money. But that member, they chose better. They chose a better strategy for the situation than what I did because the price, had to play it out. It rolled back over some more. So that's, how the community works. Is we're just a group. We all think for ourselves. So it's not a bunch of sheep. It's not a bunch of puppets where everybody just depends on me. Nope. I gave the $99 mark. And then from there, everybody else could do with it what they wanted. Maybe some people didn't even trade it. Maybe some people did trade it like a scalp. Maybe other people chose another method. And again, that method, to be fair, and I'm stalling here a little bit because I want to see if this actually breaks down through 98. But that other method, very well, was better. How much better? Well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to stall to see if this thing breaks down any further, but you get the overall idea. So yeah, like I said, inserted this in. So I'm ultimately closing the day 45 minutes in. So like I said, that 30 minutes is a general rule of thumb, but 45 minutes later, I'm now up 272, and that's crazy. Where in the world? Not many places can you make $272 in 45 minutes. I'll take it. So with that being said, I am just going to wrap things up here. I'll take it. 30 minutes, well, a little over 30 minutes, $190 on a very rough start. I'm not a greedy savage. I am more than happy with that. I will take it, and I'm going to go live my life, which is why I trade not to trade, if that makes sense. Now, before I go, though, if you are interested in getting the alerts and getting my watch list and basically everything you saw play out here, if you're interested in becoming a member of that, just go to claytrader.com/team. And the way that works is $99 for 3 months, not 1 month, 3 months, which breaks down to $8.25 per week. So the question really just becomes, if I invest the $99, do I believe I can get $8.25 per week? Not per day, but per week of value. If you think you can get more than $8.25 per week of value, then you will get a great return on your investment there. And then also there is a mobile app, so it's not like you have to stay chained to your computer or anything like that. As far as this video is concerned, if you like these live trade videos, then the quick, easy way, the time-efficient way to communicate that to me, just hit that like button. That goes a long way in letting me know that it's worth my time to make these videos. Also, comments, questions, suggestions, leave those down below. I do read and reply to all comments. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole. There's a good variety of videos, all sorts of educational videos, other live trade videos, and hopefully you like enough what you see to hit that subscribe button, as I'd love to have you as a subscriber. But like I said, if you want to get those alerts in real time and want to be part of my community, then claytrader.com/team. Hopefully you decide to sign up. Thanks for hanging out. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.